I'm Angelina, and my story, it's kind of crazy. But before we continue, please like and subscribe to the channel. My mom worked as a maid at the mansion of a wealthy family, and because she couldn't afford to send me to school, I went with her to work. By the time I was 8, I was helping her with small chores around the house. The owner was a really rich CEO who was never at home, and his wife was really self-obsessed. She left her daughter, Maddie, with the house staff to get beauty treatment so often that when Maddie was little, she called my mom, her mom.
Mom.
I didn't mind, because even though she was a couple of years younger than me, she was my best friend. One day, Maddie and I were just settling down to watch a movie in her room when someone flung the door open. It was Maddie's mom, and she did not look happy to see me.
You girl, what do you think you're doing in my daughter's room?
Mom, don't talk to her like that. She's my friend.
Her mom gave me a glare and walked away. The next day, Maddie's mom called me to her chambers, and I just knew I was in trouble. When I walked in, she got up and said,
I can see you're spending so much time in my daughter's room when she's at school, so I've decided to enroll you in her school too, and you can work afterwards. No need to thank me. Close the door behind you.
School! I think Jaren went to tell Maddie the great news. She seemed excited too, but when we got there together, she asked me to walk a few steps away from her, and once she met her friends, she disappeared. What was going on? I found out soon enough when I was sitting alone in the cafeteria at lunch. A group of girls walked up to me and put a big backpack on the table.
You're Maddie's maid, right? She said, we can ask you to do anything. After school, carry this to my car. I'll be waiting.
Take these assignments with you. I expect them to be ready by tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow morning. Get me a latte and a donut. Here's the money. Keep the change.
What on earth? I ran out to look for Maddie and found her in the girls' bathroom. Maddie, why are you telling people that I'm your maid? I thought we were friends.
Well, Angelina, of course we are, but only at home. I have a reputation to maintain here, and I can't mingle with someone like you in public. You get it, right? See you at home, bestie.
She walked away while I stood there shocked. Was this the same sweet Maddie I know my entire life? Maddie and her friends were always dumping their homework on me and making me run around for errands, and I was getting exhausted. I didn't even get time to study for a big math test and ended up with a big fat D. Later that day, when Maddie and her gang walked up to me and handed me a list of errands for our party, I tore it up. I've had enough. You guys have hands. Don't you do this yourselves?
Oh, that's rich coming from someone as poor as you. You know I pay for your school, right?
Before I could reply, I heard a boy's voice behind me.
Cut it out, Maddie. You don't pay for anything. Now, buzz off before I tell Dad what a brat you've been.
It was Dwayne, Maddie's older brother. I'd seen him around the house, but he mostly kept to himself. Maddie looked furious and stomped off angrily. Dwayne smiled at me.
Sorry, she can be a jerk sometimes. Don't let her push you around. And since you're new here, let me know if you need help with something.
Well, actually, there is one thing. Are you any good at math? Because I'm really sucking at it. He started tutoring me at home, and by the time 7th grade ended, I was getting straight A's. But my grades weren't the only things that changed. As I grew older, I seemed to be catching the attention of a lot of guys. One day, I wrapped up my chores quickly for a movie date with a really cute guy. And just as I was leaving, Maddie screamed.
Oh, Angelina.
When I reached her room, I wanted to pull her hair out. She had dumped every single pair of footwear she owned on the floor and handed me a toothbrush.
These are really delicate shoes, so take your time and clean them with this. I need them all by tomorrow morning.
How many shoes are you going to wear at a time? Can't I do the rest later?
Mom, Angelina, and her mom might need to be let go.
I had no choice but to do what she said. My day got canceled, and well, this was the first of many. Maddie always found some way to ruin things for me, and slowly all the boys stopped asking me out. One day when Dwayne and I were studying, I caught him looking at me. What is it?
You know Maddie is just threatened by you, right?
Threatened? By me, why?
You're smarter, prettier, and so much nicer than her. You don't think she knows that?
I could feel myself blushing hard. Just then, Mom called me to help with the dishes, and I floated away on cloud 9. A little later, Maddie appeared, throwing a letter on the kitchen table.
This friend of mine really likes you, Kundos. Why? He's really shy, so he asked me to give you this.
And why are you suddenly being nice to me?
I just said he's my friend, didn't I? I'm not doing. This for you? Just write a response quickly, so I can hand it to him tomorrow.
When I opened the letter, I felt really flattered, but I also cringed a bit. Dear Angelina, or should I call you my angel? I wish I could talk to you, but your beauty just makes me speechless. I wrote back and kept an eye on her the next day to see who she handed the letter to. But she was surrounded by so many boys that it was impossible to tell. The next week, she gave me another letter. Hi, my angel. I think I have the courage to face you. Meet me behind the school tonight at 7 p.m. I was really curious about who this guy was, so I decided to go to the meeting spot. Half an hour went by, and it was getting chilly. Suddenly, Maddie and her friends jumped out of the shadows, laughing hard and recording me.
You thought someone was interested in you? How dumb are you made?
What? This was all you guys?
Duh. Just because some losers asked you out doesn't mean you're something special. Gosh, you're so pathetic. Poor Cinderella waiting desperately for Prince Charming.
I was almost about to attack her when suddenly someone took my hand. It was Dwayne. He pulled me away, and we started walking back home.
I overheard Maddie telling her friends how she wrote those letters to play this dumb prank on you. She's so immature.
She and I used to be best friends. I don't understand why she hates me so much. As tears pour down my face, Dwayne put his jacket around my shoulders, pulling me a little closer.
I don't know why anyone want to lose you as a friend. You are something special.
Before I knew it, he leaned in for a kiss, and it was amazing. Even though the video of me waiting for a non-existent boy was making the rounds at school and everyone was making fun of me, I didn't really care. Dwayne and I had secretly started dating, and the next few weeks were bliss. Dwayne and I were making out in his room one day, when suddenly, Maddie barged in looking down on her phone.
The parents are out and I'm having a party. Can you invite some of your hot friends? Wait, what is she doing here?
Angelina is my girlfriend, you idiot. Now get out.
He shut the door on her face and we heard a tiny crack. Do you think she broke her nose?
Doesn't matter. She's been getting a change at the plastic surgeons for years.
We laughed and started kissing again when we were rudely interrupted again a little later. But this time, it was his mom with Maddie grinning behind her.
Dwayne, seriously, you know all the richest girls in town and you choose this maid? I mean, if this is only for fun and not public, then fine, do whatever, but be careful. She's probably only after your money,
Mama.
Listen, lady, Dwayne asked me out. I didn't, and your money doesn't give you the right to treat anyone like garbage. If you want to be respected, you have to treat others with respect too. Just then, Mom came running, looking pale as a ghost.
What have you done? How can you talk to Madam like that? Apologize right now.
But I didn't. Needless to say, my mom was fired, and I was taken out of the school. When I was packing up my stuff, Maddie walked in and threw some old dresses of hers at me.
Here's a parting gift. They were going in the trash anyway, so same difference.
What happened to you, Maddie? Why did you turn into this awful person and just forgot that we were best friends?
Oh, please. I was only bird at home and you were hired to entertain me. And then you forgot your place. We were never best friends. We never could be.
Well, good luck finding true friends then, Maddie, because the ones you have right now are just here for your money, and I never cared about that. With that, I picked up my bags and left. Dwayne kept texting me, but I didn't have the heart to reply. It was better this way, probably. We were worlds apart. Soon after, Mom found a job as a waitress, but it wasn't enough to make ends meet. So I managed to get a job as a cashier at a local bookstore, and one evening, Dwayne walked in.
Angelina, I'm so sorry about everything my mother said. I really love you. Please give me another chance. I won't ever let her say anything mean to you again.
The next day, I walked into the mansion, and before his mom could say a word, I stopped her with my hand. I'm not your maid anymore. I'm an independent girl dating your grown-up son, and you can't do anything about it. We dated for the next few years, and I graduated high school. I started working at a local cafe, and the old lady who owned the place grew really fond of me. But one day, she suddenly passed away. I had barely registered the news when a man in a suit came into the cafe and asked for me.
The owner has left the business to a girl called Angelina. Where is she?
Oh my God, what? She had left the entire cafe to me. And with that, life changed forever for me and my mom. We both started working together and turned the place around. It became one of the most popular spots in town. One day, Maddie and her mom walked into the cafe, and a few minutes later, I heard Maddie screaming at a waitress.
Are you stupid? So what if it's not on the menu? Just go ask your chef to make me a salmon salad.
I walked over to their table, and their eyes almost popped out. Ladies, please leave the cafe immediately. We refuse service to ill-mannered customers.
Oh, and you! Another waitress is allowed to talk to me like that. Call the management, and I'll have you fired right now.
I am the management, and I will have you thrown out now. As my staff escorted them outside, the humiliation on their faces was epic for me. With all the money I made, I opened 3 new cafes in the next 2 years. And by the time Dwayne came back from university, there were 4 more. One day, as I was leaving work, I noticed a bunch of paparazzi outside. Suddenly they parted, and Dwayne walked towards me with flowers and a ring.
Angelina, will you do me the honor of marrying me?
Yes, of course! All the journalists snapped pictures and cheered as we kissed.
How does it feel being engaged to the richest boy in town?
It's not a big deal. I'm rich too, you know. Dwayne and I flew away to a private beach to get married, amongst friends and mom, of course. Naturally, his family did not come. We have our own home and 3 cats, and we're all very happy.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Giselle. Don't forget to like and subscribe and rock on.
My baby sister Elora and I were raised by our single mother who got sick and went into a coma when I was 12 and Elora was 8. Our lives flipped upside down. Even more so when we found out we'd have to live with our Aunt Mona. She was Mom's careless older sister whom she didn't like, and we never even met her. But she was our only relative, so it was probably a better deal than foster care. Aunt Mona was a free-spirited, adventurous young woman who was backpacking solo around the world when we interrupted her life. In a blink of an eye, she went from one of the youngest people to have ever climbed Mount Everest to a single mom of 2 girls she didn't give birth to. And she didn't have a clue about how to take care of children. Like knowing that kids run away when you aren't paying attention. Yeah, she once lost Elora at the mall and found her hours later. And they were both traumatized by that incident. But sometimes it also made her the coolest guardian any kid could ask for. She didn't force us to eat broccoli, she allowed candy before dinner, and we stayed up as late as we wanted binge-watching TV. My sister Elora would sometimes use that to her advantage. Despite being an overall easygoing kid, and as the younger one, she required more care from Mona, who would try to force that responsibility on me.
I don't know what to do. Giselle, help me out here. I've never had to deal with children before you guys came along.
No, Mona. She obviously cannot adopt this wild snake as a pet.
I don't want her to resent me for refusing her that. Can you please tell her yourself?
In these situations, I always ended up being the party pooper. While those 2 got closer, Mona remained an irresponsible adult, spoiling my sister. And Elora definitely preferred her cool aunt over her protective older sister. On top of everything else, Elora was an A-grade student, so Mona was always proud of her.
Maybe you should be more like Elora, because if you keep up with those grades, you won't be able to get into college.
Who said I want to go to college? I want to be a guitarist in a metal band.
Well, you have to graduate from college first, then do whatever you want. Your mom wouldn't have wanted any other way. Also, this is just a phase.
It's not a phase, Mona. It's who I am. And don't bring my mom into this. She always supported my talents, and she was chill. I'm sure she would support my music too.
I grew up with her, so I know her better than you.
Do you, though? The last time I checked, Mom never lied you because you always put yourself first. Also, did you ever go to college? Why are you suddenly acting like some responsible adult?
Don't talk back to me like that. I'm the one who takes care of you, so you need to obey me.
I obey no one. Sorry, you're stuck with us. But I'm old enough to know what's best for me. And I definitely don't need you to take care of me.
Our endless ego duel started with that fight and lasted for a long time. If Mona didn't understand how important music was to me, I couldn't be bothered to convince her I was a misfit in school because I dressed like a goth and was into metal music. But I'd formed a band with some kids I'd met in the park, and being with them was the only time I felt I belonged somewhere. School was a waste of time for me. So when Mona dropped us off every morning, I waited for her to go and then went to practice in an abandoned warehouse with my friends. Life was good, and we were even working on our first album. My bandmates and I decided to play at a very famous local metal festival the coming weekend, but of course, Mona had to overreact massively.
What do you mean, a metal festival? That's no place for a child. Are you trying to send me into a coma with my sister?
Chillax, man. Why are you being so melodramatic?
Maybe because she's worried about you and the company you're keeping. Your friends are a bad influence on you.
Shut up, Mini Raccoon! Your nose out of my business! You're just Mona's butt wipe, despite all her efforts.
Mona couldn't keep me away from the festival. We had practiced so hard, and I wasn't letting this opportunity slide. The festival was massive, and I was loving the energy of the crowd and getting to see the other bands perform. But just before it was our turn, the police crashed the event and dispersed the crowds because apparently the festival didn't have a permit. My bandmates and I ran faster than Roadrunner until we ended up near the town's historical municipal building. As an act of protest against the way the metalheads were treated, we decided to write messages and spray paint all over the building's old walls. Anarchy was in town, and before we knew it, the police caught up to us and took us to the station. The humiliation I felt when Mona arrived to bail me out was unmatched. I just knew that she would use this card against me for the rest of my life.
See? I told you they're a bad influence. You're hardly ever in school because of them.
What? Young lady, your behavior is out of control. It's about time you learn some discipline. No more metal, and you're forbidden from hanging out with those punks.
Forbidden? You can't force me.
Challenge accepted.
She was very serious. She started dropping into school unannounced to check up on me and chat with my teachers. All this time, I'd been skipping school. I was forging her signature for made-up appointments. And now that cat was out of the bag. But even worse, one day when Mona had dropped in, she witnessed a bunch of mean girls bullying me.
Hey freak! I heard that music festival was a flop and you ended up in jail. I'm sure you deserve that. Your music festival is as bad as your taste in clothes.
Yeah, you're practically a crime against fashion. Weirdo!
But when it happened in front of Mona, I felt like my ego was crushed. I just knew she'd give me some insensitive lecture that I didn't want to hear right now.
Don't listen to them. Only people who are insecure about themselves feel the need to put others down. You're unique and special. You know what you like and you know how to express yourself. Don't allow their words to hurt you.
I was really surprised, but just acted indifferent. I don't care about them or anyone, but I was really glad that she didn't tell me to change my appearance or even gave me some lecture about not standing up for myself that would just make me feel bad. Since that day, something shifted in our dynamics. I started appreciating her as someone who had always done things her own way and wasn't afraid to be herself. I started wondering why Mom disliked her so much. She wasn't all that bad. So one day, when Mona was at her yoga class, I decided to look through her photo albums to see when exactly they stopped talking. As I was digging through some boxes, I found Mona's old diaries. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help reading them. And I felt like I was getting to know a very relatable and real person with whom I had a lot in common. But then I came upon the entry that made everything clear. Grandpa was a single parent, and he was sick for years when Mona and Mom were teenagers, and their financial situation wasn't the best. So instead of staying with Mom to help her, Mona stole a bunch of Grandma's jewelry and Grandpa's cash, then ran away from home at 18 to go backpacking around the world. Mona's confessions in her diary were her true thoughts, so it wasn't just Mom's opinion of her. She was an irresponsible, selfish older sister who had left Mom to struggle. Mom never had the opportunity to do things she liked because she had responsibilities bigger than her. Ever since she was 15, Mona had stolen Mom's youth. I was so distracted and angry in the following days that I couldn't even focus on band practice, which wasn't good for us because our album was launching soon. We also had a tour planned, and I needed Mona's permission to skip school for 2 weeks and travel around the country. I was already hating that idea, and the conversation didn't go well.
I just want to know where you get your audacity from, Giselle. You get to be your own person, but not before you finish high school. I thought I made that clear. Also, I still don't like your irresponsible bandmates, and I can't let you travel around with them.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which is important for my future career. And you know what? I can't even take you seriously when I know how irresponsible and selfish you are.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Your lack of responsibility ruined Mom's life. She had to become an adult too soon because her older sister decided to bail on her. And don't try to deny it. I read your own confession in your diary.
You read my diary? This is such an invasion of privacy. I don't want to see your face right now. You're grounded.
Gladly. Plan B it was.
That night, I wrote her a letter and snuck out my window. Not so, dear Mona. When I'm famous and successful, don't come knocking at my door. I want you to remember how terrible you were to me and my mom. Selfish witch. Rock on, Giselle. The adrenaline rush I felt as I left the house in the middle of the night was unmatched. I rushed down our street as fast as I could to my friends who were waiting for me in their van. And so my new life as a rebellious musician began. The next morning, I woke up to 20 missed calls from Mona and 70 voice notes. Alora also left me tons of texts saying Mona was furious and I had to come back home. So I decided to turn off my phone and enjoy the decision I had made. Night after night, we played in different cities across several states, and the crowds loved us everywhere. It felt good being cheered by unknown people, meeting potential connections in the music industry, and getting paid. But after 3 weeks on the road with my bandmates, I started noticing how tiring living in a van with them was. They didn't clean up after themselves and often had the pettiest arguments. They also became lazy and stopped taking this tour seriously. We even missed a couple of shows because they didn't feel like it. I missed hot showers and delicious homemade food. I even felt Mona and Alora's absence, but I couldn't bear to hear Mona's "I told you so" and admit she was kind of right about my friends. I knew I would have some big punishment waiting for me back home. One night after our concert, it was raining heavily, so we decided to stay in a hotel to rest and wait for the rain to stop. But we couldn't afford a good hotel, so the 5 of us had to share a shabby room. And being the youngest, they made me sleep on the floor. And the next morning, we realized that our dream tour had turned into a real nightmare. Is that our van floating down the street? It had rained so much that there was flash flooding in town. Unless we managed to get a boat or build an ark, we couldn't get out. The electricity and internet connection was down too. So we were basically stuck with no contact with the outside world. The next few nights, things got worse as we waited for some help to come. Everyone was scared and hungry. And to top that, my bandmates managed to push all my buttons when they suggested we swim for it. They were morons. I spent all my time regretting the way I'd left. I realized that I'd left Alora with our selfish aunt to pursue my dreams. Kind of what Mona had done to Mom. Now, in this grave danger, I wondered if I'd ever get to see my sister again. But the next morning, we woke up to the loud sound of helicopters. We rushed to the rooftop to see the rescue teams had finally reached our area. And just then, I heard a familiar, high-pitched, distinct voice screaming from a megaphone.
That's her over there. That's my niece.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Mona was here to save me. At that moment, I forgot everything else. And when we were rescued, I hugged her as tight as I could.
How did you even find me?
I'd find you even if you were on Mars. Giselle, you're my little girl, and I would never let anything harm you. I was able to track you from your phone's location. And I know people working in some rescue agencies, so I pulled a few strings.
I'm so sorry for how I left things. You were right about my bandmates, and I regret everything I wrote in that letter.
There's nothing to forgive. You know, I came to your room that night to tell you everything, but you'd already run away. I guess you didn't read my diary entries long enough to know how much I regretted my selfish actions. I spent years reaching out to your mom and trying to it up to her, but she refused to forgive me, and now she never will. But I promised that I'd do my best to take care of you girls. I'm sure she'd forgive you if she saw the person you are now. Aunt Mona.
Alora was waiting for us at home, and she was so happy to see me safe and sound. I had betrayed my sister, and she still received me with open arms.
Don't scare me like that again, and don't leave me.
Never, I promise. I saw my boyfriend Walker holding his guitar, and I nearly burst with pride. We'd come so far to get here, especially me, finally out in the real world again. I felt like my old self again, confident, happy, and free. Walker pointed at me and spoke into the microphone.
They say that when true love comes for you, you won't know what hit you. My girl Lacey came at me like a freight train. Babe, this song is for you.
Every girl in the club turned to me with their eyes popping out of their sockets and their jaws wide open, like they thought I didn't deserve him. I don't care what anybody thinks about Walker and me. Well, that's not exactly true. I did care about what one person thought. Bex, Walker's little sister and my best friend. When Walker and I got together, I was sure I'd added a boyfriend and subtracted a best friend. I should probably start at the beginning, but first, please like and subscribe. It all began on the day we were born. Yep, Bex and I were born on the same day in the same hospital. Our parents lived next door to each other, and our moms were inseparable. Soon, they were pregnant at the same time.
I can't believe we're so close to meeting these little ones. I know they're going to be the best of friends.
It's as if Bex's mom had a crystal ball because she was spot on. Bex arrived 17 minutes before me, and we've been BFFs since. She's always been kind of motherly to me, and she took her job as the oldest seriously.
We should clean up these toys and get a snack.
But I was still playing with that.
Did you pack your raincoat? It looks like it's going to rain.
When I say we did everything together, I do mean everything. We went to dance class too together.
Lacey, how are you so flexible? I feel like a statue next to you.
Double jointed, I guess. We were each other's biggest cheerleaders, and we told each other everything too. My parents were fighting again last night. I'm worried they won't make up.
Don't worry, babe. Your dad will get a new job and that stress will just go away.
But then one day, when we were 15, life as I knew it changed forever. Bex and I were walking home from school. We were crossing the street when suddenly, a car lost control and came speeding toward us. And then I blacked out. All I remember was the sound of shattering glass and the smell of burnt rubber. When I woke up, I found myself in the hospital.
Oh, honey, thank goodness you're okay. What if something had happened to you?
I couldn't do life without you, bestie.
Sweetheart, you just take everything easy now. You need to heal.
And I did heal, kind of. My body was fine, but my brain was broken. For some reason, every time I left my house, I was terrified. When I stepped outside my door, I could hear that car, and I could smell the burnt rubber. My world suddenly shrank. The only place I could go without having a panic attack was Bex's house. I even stopped going to school. Bex, can we just stay at my house today? I don't think I can go out.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just cancel with our friends.
Bex, do you want to watch a movie at your house?
I thought we might go to the mall.
I really don't want to go anywhere. I think that's when Bex started to resent me, which made me feel guilty. I didn't mean to be this way. I didn't want to live the rest of my life inside a house, but everything just felt safer there, at least to me. To Bex, it must have felt like a prison.
We never do anything anymore. This is boring, Lacey. There's so much out there to see and do.
I was ashamed. Why was it so hard for me to just go outside and act like a normal teenager? Bex, you can go to the party if you want. I'm gonna stay here.
Are you sure? You could try coming, right? We can leave early. Couldn't you just try today for me?
Who knows? It might not be as bad as you're imagining it. A party sounded about as much fun as scrubbing tiles with a toothbrush, but I decided to make an effort for Bex. I was sweating bullets and my heart was pounding by the time we made it to the party. My friends from school seemed happy to see me though, and I started to relax just a bit. I sat down in a corner, not ready to join the dancing crowd yet. Maybe Bex was right, this wasn't so bad. But just then, a waiter carrying a tray of drinks suddenly tripped it. Everything went crashing to the floor. The sound of the smashing glass sent me into a panic, burned my head in my arms, crying hysterically. Everything went completely silent, and Bex tried her best to make me come out, but I couldn't move an inch. Eventually, she had to call my parents to come and take me.
Lacey, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I've been trying to tell you I can't go out, and now things are even worse. Everyone probably thought I acted like a freak. I'm not trying to hold you back, Bex. You want to go to parties? You can go without me. I won't mind.
Okay then, maybe I will.
A few nights later, I went over to Bex's house, but I found her brother Walker instead. He smiled, and I was distracted.
Hey Lace, Bex isn't here.
Whoa, when did Walker get so hot? He was usually always in the garage practicing with his band. He had a major glow-up. Right, I forgot she might be out.
Something the matter? You look a little glum.
I'm just bored, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Come on in.
That's how it all began. That night, Walker and I talked. I told him I was scared I'd be hit by a car. I'd felt trapped in my own mind, and I felt guilty keeping Bex's from living your life and about what happened at the party.
Don't be so hard on yourself. What happened to you was a huge trauma. Healing takes time. As for Bex, don't worry about her. She's your friend. She'll always be there for you.
Hearing Walker say that felt good. You're right, Walker. I just can't help it. Sometimes I feel like a freak from another planet. I'm sure everyone at school now thinks I'm a total weirdo. That was when Walker picked up his guitar and started strumming it.
Why does it matter what anyone thinks of you? It should only matter what you think of yourself. But for the record, I happen to think you're pretty great.
My heart skipped a beat when he said that, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I had someone to talk to, someone who cared about me, someone who saw me. The next time Bex came to see me, I tried to bring up Walker. I saw your brother playing his guitar on the porch the other day. He's gotten really good. Also really cute.
Yeah, he's good. But my parents think it's a waste of time and he should focus more on his studies. Wait a minute, you think he's cute?
Just an observation. He didn't look too bad from my window.
You know he's off limits, right? Because the last time he dated a friend of mine and broke up with her, she shut me up completely. I never want him going near any of my friends again.
I know all that, Bex. Don't worry. But soon I was waiting for Bex to leave her house so I could go and spend time with Walker. Part of me felt like I was betraying her, but I was hooked on a feeling. The feeling I had every time I looked into Walker's eyes. It didn't take long for Walker to get hooked too.
All these years and I didn't realize what a cool person you were. Bex kept you all to herself.
Walker and I started spending more and more time together. He told me he wanted to be a famous singer, but he didn't feel like anyone in his family supported his dreams. I did, though. No one gets to tell you how big to dream, Walker. You can do anything you set your mind to.
I know my sister might kill me for saying this, but I feel like you understand me. I feel connected to you somehow.
He touched my lips, and I felt shaky and my head began to whirl.
Whoa, you're perfect.
But I could only think about one thing. Bex was going to kill us. Walker, we can't do this. Bex is my best friend.
So what? Don't give up on something that could be really good between us, don't you feel it?
His hand brushed my cheek, and soon I was lost in his eyes again, leaning in for another kiss.
What's going on here?
I pulled away from Walker like he was fire, and I'd just been burned. Bex, I can explain.
Explain what? Your spit-swapping fest with my brother. I told you I would never be okay with this.
Oh no!
It looks like I was just betrayed by the two of you. I don't want to look at either of you again.
Bex pushed away, past us, and I swear I felt my heart break. I stared at Walker, but with my chest so tight I couldn't find any words, so I ran. I ran home to the safety of my bedroom, and that's where I stayed for days, weeks. I missed Bex's terribly, and even though I didn't want to admit it, I missed Walker too.
Honey, this isn't healthy for you. You need to leave the house.
I don't want to leave the house. I want to stay in bed and let my blankets swallow me whole.
No, go outside in the yard and get some fresh air. That's not a request, it's an order.
Her tone told me she wasn't messing around. So I headed to the yard with my phone, a blanket, and a grudge. That's when I spotted Bex, dressed in workout gear and running shoes, her attention focused on her phone. She stepped out onto the crosswalk, and that's when I heard the car. Then I saw it. Bex, look out.
Huh?
The idea of me getting hit by a car paralyzed me with fear, but the idea of Bex getting hit by a car was unthinkable. I tackled Bex to the ground so fast that we both just stared at each other, shocked and breathless.
Lacey, you saved me.
Of course I did. I can't do like if without you, bestie.
You're my best friend too.
I didn't mean to kiss Walker, Bex. He just made me feel less alone. Bex looked ashamed.
Walker told me everything. He said you inspired him and supported his music. He said you were like a song to him. And I'm sorry I haven't been a good friend. I should have wanted you to be happy. I do want you to be happy.
Walker raced out of the house and came running to us.
Stop fighting your friends.
We're not fighting. We're making up. If peeing with each other makes you happy, I want you to be happy. Both of you.
Bex, does that mean?
It means that Lacey can be your song again?
With that, Bex left us standing there. Walker,
Be my girlfriend. No more secrets. No more hiding.
Yes. 100%? Yes.
You helped me believe in myself.
You did the same thing for me, Walker. I feel stronger now, like I can do anything.
Anything.
Anything. Walker stepped forward, taking my hands in his.
Would you come to my first real gig? It's tomorrow, but only if you're ready.
I hadn't left my house to go anywhere but school for such a long time, but when I saw the hope in Walker's eyes and the support I would give him by going, I felt I could do it. I think I'm ready, Walker. Walker wrapped his arms around me, pulling me close for a kiss.
Hi, I'm Milo from Sweden. Please like and subscribe. When I was 4 years old, all I wanted was a huge family. Dad, why don't I have a mom? All my friends have moms, brothers, sisters.
How dare you say that to me? Am I not enough for you? Just go away.
My dad was always like this, angry and irritated. He never got along with anyone, and he got fired from every single job he took. We were so poor that he pushed me to school in the stolen shopping cart. No way we could afford a car. When I was in the 10th grade, Dad came home with a crazy surprise. A baby sister from one of his girlfriends. I was over the moon. He didn't even bother naming her, so I did it. I'll call you Annie. Isn't it a cute name, Dad? He didn't care. He was too worried about how we were going to have enough money to raise a baby. Since he couldn't hold the job, he had to borrow money from a local billionaire. Only problem, my dad took the money and ran. He just left me and Annie alone. The billionaire was furious when I told him we couldn't pay him back.
I gave him thousands of dollars. I'll have to call the police, and you two will be sent to foster homes.
No way that they'll separate me from my sister. Please don't call the police. I can pay you back. I can work for you.
You're only a stupid boy. What will you do?
I'll clean the pool, do the dishes, mow the lawn. You can slowly take your money out of my paychecks. Please, just give me a chance. It actually worked. The billionaire let me work for him in exchange for a small salary and a place to live in his pool house. This pool house was way bigger than any apartment I'd ever lived in, so I was thrilled. I went to school every morning with Annie strapped to my chest and worked at the mansion all evening. Everything was going well until one night when I was just about to sleep, someone started screaming outside.
Bubba, I'm scared. Bubba, I'm scared.
Stay here, sweetheart. I've got this. I ran out to see a strange, beautiful girl jumping into the pool.
Woohoo, cannonball!
Intruder, someone's breaking in.
Wow, you're cute. Want to jump in?
I take a broom and some special items to trap her.
What are you doing?
I'm keeping you here while I call the cops.
Stop it, I'm Zoe. This is my house.
Liar, I've never seen you here.
That's because I just moved back in with my dad, you idiot. I lived with my mom before, but get me out of here before I get you fired.
She crawled out of the pool angrily and showed me pictures of her phone with the billionaire.
Believe me now, pool boy?
My name's Milo.
I don't need to know your name if you don't work here anymore.
I'm sorry. I just never seen you before. Please don't tell your dad about this. I need this job. She got so close that I thought she was going to kiss me, but she said...
Anything.
Sure, what do you want? Apparently a lot. Zoe was wild. She partied a lot and stayed out late every day. I had to help her sneak back in each time. One time, she had a huge fight with her dad and ran away to spend the night with her mom. I had to lie in her bed and pretend to be her. So embarrassing. I did all of it for my sister, but as she got older, her needs started changing.
Bubba, when can I go to school like you? I want to play with the other kids.
That made my heart sink. I didn't have enough money to pay for school, but I wanted to give my sister the whole world. I decided to ask the billionaire for a loan, and he said he'd think about it. But little did I know that Zoe was going to wreck everything. It was a night like any other. She was sneaking back into the mansion at 3 a.m. and I was pushing her through the window when suddenly she fell. We fell onto a super expensive television. The screen shattered to pieces. Thankfully, Zoe wasn't hurt, but her dad was really mad.
Who did this?
Milo was cleaning and he slipped.
I could barely protest before the billionaire lost it.
Do you have any idea how much this costs? There's no way I'm giving you a loan now.
What? Wait, what loan?
Please, sir, that money is for my sister. She can't go to school without it.
No way! Figure it out yourself.
I was so mad. I just stormed out of there, locked myself in the pool house. Minutes later, it was a knock on the door. It was Zoe. What are you doing here? Won't you be satisfied till you ruined my whole life?
I didn't know about your sister or all these problems.
Why should I tell you you're just some rich girl who decided to make my life miserable? Please just leave me alone. I slammed the door shut and stormed back in. If she wanted to have me fired, so be it. I avoided her completely. I just went to school and did my work like I used to. I applied for a few extra jobs to do over the weekend. I had to send Annie to school. Somehow, it all changed when Zoe showed up at the pool house one night.
Please don't shut the door. I'm sorry I acted like such a jerk. I brought you something.
She handed me a whole stack of money.
It's my pocket money. Dad tries to buy my love with cash. That should be enough for your sister's school.
I was numb with shock. I can't keep this!
You better, pool boy. I saved up all month for you.
No, take it back.
You can't make me.
She just turned and ran.
Use the money. Thank me later.
This girl was crazy. With her help, I was able to afford a decent preschool for Annie. I didn't have to get a second job, so I had free time to study. I even tried out for the school swim team, and I was so shocked to see I was the fastest kid there. I got in right away. Things at home were the easiest they've ever been. Zoe didn't ask me to help her when she was sneaking in anymore. She even babysat Annie while I was busy. One time I came home to see Annie and Zoe wearing matching dresses. Zoe had shopped for her. I don't get it. Why are you being so nice to us?
I'm making up for being a jerk.
You don't need to spend so much money. You're already forgiven.
Hey, I like Annie. She's super cute and funny. I'm not just doing it for you.
Still, I have to give you something in return.
Okay, then go out on a date with me.
What?
You're sweet, caring, and kind of adorable. I like you. What do you think of me?
I was shocked. How could an heiress want to date someone like me? Before I could say a word, I heard a shout behind us.
What did you just say, Zoe?
It was her dad.
Did you just tell the pool boy you like him?
His name is Milo.
Who cares? You're not dating some poor beggar. Wait, is this why you've been asking me for extra pocket money? Have you been spending it on these two?
He turned purple with rage and marched into the pool house. He started throwing all my things around.
Where's all the cash? Where did you hide it? Give it back to me.
Stop it! I grabbed him and tried to pull him back and he shoved me away.
Your sister is wearing a new dress. Did you get Zoe to buy that for you? You pathetic thief!
He stormed towards my sister and I lost it. I tackled him and threw him into the pool. How dare you charge at my sister? I'm gonna kick your butt! Just then, Annie started crying loudly, and in an instant, all my anger suddenly melted away. I grabbed her and marched into my house to pack all my things. I couldn't live with this monster anymore. I'm quitting!
Don't you dare quit! You still owe me money. Then call the police.
I don't care, I'm leaving!
Yeah, clean your own pool.
Took Annie and got the heck out of there. I called up my swimming coach and explained my situation to him. Thankfully, he and his wife let us live with them for a while. I tried to focus on getting a new job, but I couldn't stop thinking about Zoe. I called her many times since that day, but she never picked up. I had no idea how much trouble she was in. Annie missed her all the time, too. I thought I'd never see her again until the date of a very important swimming match. All the schools were competing, and our biggest donors were coming to watch. I was so focused on the match that I didn't see all the missed calls on my phone from Annie's school. I swam my heart out and won first place. After the award ceremony, I checked my phone and nearly had a stroke. Annie was sick. Her school had gone crazy, calling me to take her home. I literally flew out of there and dashed off to her school, ready for the worst. But I found her playing games in the grass.
Bubba, look who I called.
Zoe was behind her, giving me the cheekiest grin. I couldn't believe it.
Don't worry, Annie's fine. She just ate some bad food.
I threw up on my teacher. Hee hee hee.
I gave Annie a tight hug and she gasped.
Bubba, you won gold.
That doesn't matter. How do you feel now?
I feel perfect because Bubba wins. Yay, I knew you're the best.
I turned around to thank Zoe but saw her leaving. I grabbed her arm and pulled her back. No way you're leaving just like that. We haven't spoken in months. What's going on with you? Zoe revealed how her dad had become super strict since the incident. He never let her go out anymore and she could only sneak away when he was busy at work. And he was setting her up with some rich boy to marry him. That's crazy, we're just kids!
He thinks I need to be kept under control. I wish I could leave, but he has full custody.
Then you should take him to court again. You need to stand up to him if you want to be with your mom. Fight for it! She knew I was right. She convinced her mom to call their lawyer, but she was scared of moving her stuff out of the house. I decided to help her and went to her mansion together. Her father had a total fit when he saw us. He tried to stop Zoe from packing, but I stood in between them like a wall.
Move, or I will punch you.
Why don't you try, old man? I'll knock you out right now.
I'm calling the police. I have full custody and Zoe cannot leave without my permission.
Fine, do it. Mom's already talking to her lawyer and she's going to fight for me and she will win after I tell the court everything you put me through. Just back off.
She pushed him away and we all stormed out. Her father kept screaming behind us, but we didn't care. When I finally got her to her mom's house and Zoe was literally jumping with joy, we could finally live our lives the way we wanted, and Zoe's dad tried to wreck that many times. He kept calling us for days till we had to block him. Then he filed a police complaint against me saying I robbed him and kidnapped Zoe. I was in jail for 2 whole days while the police investigated the matter. This was so crazy. They just believed his lies until Zoe showed up. She told the cops the whole truth. She wasn't kidnapped, he didn't steal, and her father was a lying jerk. They had no choice but to let me go. I wanted to make a graceful exit, but Annie turned to the billionaire and said,
She wants that!
I was screaming from happiness outside. Thank you so much, you saved my butt.
She was so cool, wasn't she, Bubba?
Coolest! Suddenly Zoe threw her arms around me. Into my shock, she kissed me right on the lips. I was so shocked.
That was so cute! Kiss again!
Shut up, Annie!
Kiss! Kiss! Kiss!
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I was so worried about you and I'm sorry about this whole mess and…
I leaned in and kissed her. It was a quick peck on the lips, but she turned red.
You kissed me.
I'll do it again. I pulled her to me and gave her another kiss. It was perfect.
Hi, I'm Mandy. Please like and subscribe, and tomorrow you will have the best news. Growing up, we moved around a lot because my parents were journalists. I got really good at making friends quickly, but holding on to any of them was tough since I always ended up leaving, no matter how many of my so-called besties promised they'd stay in touch. After a while, they never did. It was heartbreaking every time. One day, Mom came home with big news. She got a job in Washington, D.C. for a national newspaper, and we wouldn't have to move anymore. I was so excited. Finally, I would have rooms of our own to decorate, make friends that would last. It was a dream. When I started at my new high school, I was nervous. I had to make an amazing first impression because this one had to stick. When I sat down at my desk in the homeroom, the other kids looked at me like I was an alien until a pretty brunette girl sat down next to me.
Hey, I'm Jasmine. Love your jeans. Where'd you get them?
A thrift store in New York.
Oh my god. Is that where you're from?
Sort of. I told her all about life on the road, and we hit it off right away. I could tell she was popular, and it was easy to see why. Very involved in all sorts of clubs and sports. So charming, and top 2 of our class. She was always competing for the top spot against this one kid, Chase. She warned me about how annoying he was, and I totally agreed. I was stuck next to him in math class, and he was always talking and distracting me from taking notes. From the second we met, Jasmine invited me everywhere with her and her friends. We did our homework together, ate lunch, had sleepovers. It was amazing! Soon after I started school, Jasmine convinced me to come to her French club to see if I wanted to join. She introduced me to her friend Camille, and we had so much fun. We watched French movies and practiced speaking with each other. I joined immediately. They were going to choose 2 students for a summer study abroad in Paris. I just knew it would be a really smart move for my future. One day, I went to Camille's house to study with her, and suddenly, the cutest boy I'd ever seen walked into her kitchen.
Hey, butthead.
Excuse me?
Sorry, that was meant for my dumb little sister.
Ugh, don't listen to him.
I'm Ryan. You must be the famous Mandy I've heard so much about.
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
Nowhere better than right where Mandy is.
Then he smiled the most perfect smile I'd ever seen. I could have melted into a puddle right there. The next day at French Club, I told Jasmine all about him. Oh my god, Jazz, he's on the soccer team. Good at school.
Wow, he sounds like
he perfect package. OMG, he's here. She turned to see Ryan walk into the room right then suddenly. Her eyes turned to ice in front of me.
Ryan? He's my ex.
Oh.
But I mean, if you like him, I guess.
No, of course I wouldn't.
Oh, good, because it'd be so weird. I'm so glad we're friends.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, nothing. It's nice to see you again.
Since when are you in French Club?
Since I found out Mandy joined.
It was so awkward I thought I'd die. Just then, Madame Delacroix clapped her hands.
For announcement time for our upcoming Parents' Night, we will be breaking off into pairs to research and cook a classic French dish.
She started group. And surprise! Surprise! I got paired with Ryan. For just a second, I thought I could see the ice return to Jasmine's eyes, but she blinked, and it was gone. I felt sort of guilty that I'd be spending so much time with Ryan, but I vowed to keep my promise to Jasmine. Soon after that, I got assigned to help Chase hand out awards at the banquet. Hanging out with him all night would be the perfect punishment for me. A few days later, Ryan and I had to get together at his house to make chocolate mousse, my favorite.
Have you ever made this before?
No, but I've watched my dad make it, so I think Then I started the mixer. It started whipping everything up so fast that our chocolate mixture started flying out of the bowl. Soon we were both covered in chocolate. I was mortified, but Ryan just laughed and swiped some chocolate off my nose.
Looks good to me.
After we got cleaned up, we managed to make a second batch just in time to make it to the event. Madame Delacroix tasted every dish and said ours was the best of all of them. I was pretty proud, and I hoped it would get me some extra points toward the Paris program. Not even having to sit next to Chatterbox Chase all night could ruin my mood. After that, Ryan started asking me to hang out more and more. Soccer games, study sessions, sometimes even trips for ice cream. He was really funny, and we liked all the same books. I could tell he liked me, and I was really starting to like him. But I couldn't betray Jasmine. When I told my mom about it, she thought I was being ridiculous.
I don't think Jasmine really has your best interests at heart, Mandy.
She was my first friend here.
But that doesn't make her a good friend. What kind of friend keeps you from being with someone you really like?
It's girl code, so I was definitely surprised the next day, at lunch, when our group started talking about boys to hear Jasmine exclaim,
Who needs them? I've so moved on from Ryan. I mean, we only dated a few weeks anyway. Mandy, you can have him for all I care.
I was elated to hear her say that, but now I was nervous. I'd never really pursued anyone before, but all the signs were there, and I decided to go for it. Soon after, Ryan hurt his ankle at a soccer match and had to leave the field. We lost. I decided to visit him the next day, especially now that Jazz had given her blessing. When I walked into his living room with some cheery daisies, his whole face lit up, and he pulled me down to the couch in a huge hug. When we pulled away, I felt like I was falling into his beautiful brown eyes. I thought for just a second I might get my first real kiss, but I chickened out. I brought some ice cream too for Sundays.
You're the best, you know that?
We watched TV and ate way too much ice cream, but things felt a little different. He was texting almost constantly, when he usually was always talking to me non-stop. I wondered if I had ruined things by pulling away earlier. I tried to ignore it, but when my mom came to get me, I was sort of glad to leave. For the next few days, I tried to keep my head down and work hard towards the Paris trip, but I was glad for the distraction when Jasmine announced her birthday party to the whole class.
Arcade this weekend. My birthday wish list is on all the invites.
You going?
Of course. Jazz is my best friend.
Sure she is.
Cryptic much? You're so weird. I caught up with her in the hallway after. Can I hitch a ride to your party? This will be so fun. I already have your gift.
My carpool is full already.
Oh, okay. I'll just... But she was already halfway down the hall, leaving me in her dust. I figured she was just distracted about her party and tried not to think about her weird behavior. I texted Ryan to see if he and Shamil wanted to carpool, but all I got were 3 typing bubbles in response, and then nothing. In fact, I didn't hear anything from anyone all weekend. What was going on Saturday, when my mom dropped me off at arcade, a gift in hand for Jasmine, I pasted a big smile on my face as I got out of the car. Chase waved to me and smiled. He really wasn't so annoying, maybe just a little awkward. As we walked into the party room, imagine my shock when I saw Jasmine's stick standing there holding hands with none other than Ryan. A pit dropped to the bottom of my stomach. When she leaned over to kiss him, I thought I'd die. All I wanted to do was run home and curl up under the covers, but I couldn't. It was Jasmine's birthday, my best friend. Still, I was mortified. Everyone knew I liked him, and they had all seen us spend so much time together. Now, he wouldn't even look at me. As everyone started pairing off and heading to the arcade, I realized I didn't have a partner. Blinking back tears, I suddenly felt a warm hand on my shoulder.
Hey, let's pair up for a round.
Sure. Chase and I played through, and even though I had a pit in my stomach, we actually had a lot of fun. He was pretty good, and even when I danced offbeat, he pretended not to see it. When we went inside for Jasmine's cake, I tried to put on a brave face, but when Ryan leaned over to help her blow out her birthday candles, and Jasmine turned to smile at me with a gleam in her eye like nothing was wrong, I knew I had to leave. I snuck out to the bathroom to call my mom to get me, and as soon as I got into her car, I burst into tears and cried all the way home. And even though Chase texted me to check on me, and Camille did too, the one person who I actually thought would worry enough to reach out never did. I didn't hear from Jasmine until Monday in homeroom.
Mandy, why'd you leave my party? The cake was so good.
Why did I leave? Jasmine?
What?
You have to know why I left.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You knew I liked Ryan. You told me you'd moved on, and all of a sudden you show up with him without telling me.
How can you be mad? He was my boyfriend.
Your ex-boyfriend that you said I could pursue. Why tell me that if you wanted him back all along?
See, this is why we kept it quiet. We knew you'd be upset.
What?
We got back together the day he got hurt at his soccer match. He wanted to tell you, but we all knew you'd just be upset.
So you've just been lying to me for weeks? All of you. Jazz, how am I supposed to trust anything any of you say?
All's fair in love and war.
And with that, she flipped her hair over her shoulder and switched desks. I was devastated. My first real friend. And everything had gotten so messed up. What had I missed? When I saw Ryan walking home from school, I sped up to catch him. What the heck, Ryan? I thought we liked each other. And then you show up like that with Jasmine and totally blindside me.
I didn't know you liked me.
Oh, come on. The ice cream, the flowers. You knew I liked you. There have been several moments and I didn't just imagine that you liked me too.
I did, but you never said anything.
Well, neither did you.
And then when Jasmine came to me after I got hurt saying she wanted to get back together, why would I turn her down when I wasn't even the one to break up with her?
Like me. Don't like me? Fine. But you could have had the decency to say something before just showing up like that and humiliating me. I deserve better than that. I tried to put on a brave face at school. After all, hadn't I been a lone wolf for my whole life? But I'd gotten so used to having a friend at school that I suddenly felt the absence. Luckily, Chase came to sit by me the first time he saw me sitting alone at lunch. I couldn't see why I'd hated him so much for so long, other than the fact that Jasmine didn't like him. He was so sweet and really smart. Even though I avoided Jasmine and Ryan at all costs, I refused to quit French club. As the weather got nicer, Chase tried to get me to come out to soccer games, parties, concerts. But my sole focus was on school. I was more determined than ever to get one of the spots to go to Paris and prayed that Jasmine wouldn't get the other one. Chase became my favorite study buddy. He was almost as determined as I was for me to win the top spot on the Paris trip. On the last day of school, our report cards came out straight A's. Chase and I got big ice cream sundaes after school to celebrate. As I looked across the table at him, I thought about everything that had happened with Jasmine and Ryan and our whole big group, and I decided I was so glad to have one actual good friend instead of a bunch of not-so-great ones. Afterwards, Chase and I walked down the National Mall as the sun set. So, Mr. Number 1 in the class, how does it feel?
I'm just glad to have beat her, to be honest, especially after everything that happened with you.
I can take care of myself.
I know, but from day one you seemed so nice, and I tried to make friends with you so quickly because I knew she'd come after you right away.
What do you mean?
Jasmine and I have been in the same class since kindergarten. She has always kept the girls she was most afraid of close. You know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
But I was never her enemy.
She's always been afraid of the smart, pretty girls in our grade. Even if you don't see it, trust me. To her, you were a threat.
Wow, I had no idea. But if I had to go through all that to become friends with you, it was worth it. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Madame Delacroix. Hello?
Mandy, I'm pleased to inform you that you have been selected for this summer's study abroad in Paris. Pack your bags, mademoiselle. I am so proud.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I mean, merci beaucoup. When we hung up, I squealed. Oh my God! I'm gonna have a stamp in my passport. Suddenly, Chase's phone rang. And when he saw the caller ID, he looked up at me with a gleam in his eye. I could barely contain my excitement. And when he finally said, "Thank you," and hung up, he turned to me with a huge smile.
Looks like I'll have a matching stamp.
Paris? Together? I threw my arms around him, overjoyed to be off on a big adventure with my favorite first real friend.
It's hard to pinpoint exactly when my parents knew that I was special. It could be when I said my first word at 5 months old, when I started reading by the time I was 3, or when I solved a Rubik's Cube at 4 in less than 30 seconds. Hi, I'm Lisa. And none of that is to brag, by the way, because being a genius has brought me more misery than I would wish on my worst enemy. Yeah, I actually have a worst enemy, and you're about to find out who she is. But first, please like and subscribe. My father was a famous actor who starred in a ton of action movies. He fell in love with my mother, a jewelry designer. She designed the engagement ring he intended to give to another woman. But he broke off that relationship to be with my mother. I know. Messed up, right? When I was 5, I was being dragged around the world to movie sets where my father would show me off like some freak Einstein circus monkey.
Daddy, I need to pee.
You can only go after you tell everyone who the 5th, 16th, 25th, and 40th presidents were.
Come on, Paul. Lisa really needs to go.
She can't go as soon as she answers the question.
James Monroe, Abraham Lincoln, William McKinley,
And then I peed. The entire movie's cast and crew burst out laughing, and I was completely humiliated. My mother finally had enough and divorced him, taking me back to her hometown. I would love to say things got better there, but believe it or not, they only got worse. Like, a lot worse. My mom opened a jewelry store which took up all of her time. So she got me a nanny who had a daughter named Scarlett. Scarlett was 4 years older than me and was really but really dumb. Just to give you an idea of how dumb she was, when her mom told her that carrots helped her see in the dark, she went outside at night and tried to use one as a flashlight. Scarlett didn't like that I was so much smarter than her, so her favorite activity was torturing me, like hanging me out the window by my ankles, filling my pillowcase with spiders, and replacing my cereal with dog treats.
How's your cereal, Lisa? Maybe afterward we can go play fetch.
Except I knew what my cereal looked like and switched our bowls when she wasn't looking.
My mom put me in kindergarten, but it was way too easy for me. While the other kids were playing with finger paint, I was doing math equations. As much as I hated being in school, I hated being home more because of Scarlett. I tried to tell my mom, but Scarlett had a secret.
But Mommy, I hate her! She tried to put my book in the toilet!
Scarlett, is that true? The one thing that Scarlett was good at, besides bullying, was acting.
Never! It really hurts my feelings when Lisa says these things.
Scarlett could cry on command. I mean, like a full-on sobbing.
Mom, she's...
But I couldn't even finish my sentence before my mom was comforting Scarlett.
There. It's okay. No matter what happened, I'm sure you two can work it out, right?
And then Scarlett ran and hugged me.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to work. See you two besties tonight.
And the second my mom was gone, my book was in the toilet. And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. The school's principal skipped me to the 3rd grade. Guess with who? You've got it. Freaking Scarlett. Yeah, she was left back a year because, as we already established, was really dumb. When I got to high school, I was too old to have a nanny. So my mom hired Scarlett's mother to help her run her jewelry store and let them stay in our house because she felt like they were family now. At school, Scarlett would play awful pranks on me, like putting laxatives in my lunch or filling my hand sanitizer with super sticky glue. One night, I sat out in the backyard crying. I just wanted to be normal and with kids my own age. Then through the guest house window, I saw something unbelievable. Scarlett was watching Mean Girls and acting out the part.
They say you're a homeschooled jungle freak who's a less hot version of me.
She was actually really good, but then she turned and looked right at me. Oh no! I sprinted back to my room. I was up all night, terrified about what Scarlett was going to do to me. The next day at school, Scarlett just stared non-stop at me. As soon as the bell rang, I sprinted out of the classroom and hid in a janitor's closet.
This is my closet. Go find your own.
I nearly jumped out of my skin. I turned on the light to find a boy sitting in a chair with his feet up on the wall. His hair was long and messy, his clothes were too big, and he had like 20 earrings. He was Wesley, the school weirdo. The rumor was that his family was homeless. I can't leave.
Yeah. Scarlett, right?
Yeah, I think she may actually kill me.
Sad girl, just like my sister Alice.
Your sister?
Yeah, believe it or not, Alice makes Scarlett look like an angel.
That's horrible. Wait, why are you in here?
It's my place to get away from everyone. I hate drama.
Wow, I totally get it. People are so...
Petty, judgmental, mean.
Yes, I'm Lisa, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pretty good observer.
Just with that, Wesley and I became best friends. I felt like a total jerk. I always thought he was just a weirdo, but he was the first person who actually understood me. For the next few weeks, Wesley and I spent more and more time together at school, away from Scarlett. Wesley knew every hiding place in the school, under the stairs, in the attic. There was even an old, broken service elevator. I had no idea. For a while, things were looking up. And then one night, something incredible happened. I received a letter from one of the top universities in the country. They wanted me to attend next year and were scheduling an interview at my house. I would finally be rid of Scarlett for good. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. I wanted to celebrate, but Wesley would never meet me outside of school. There was always an excuse, but this time I wasn't taking no for an answer. I tracked down his address online and went there. I figured we would pull up to a homeless shelter, but we turned into the driveway of the biggest mansion I had ever seen. I rang the bell, and this really pretty girl with perfect makeup opened the door.
Whatever you're selling, we don't want any. Oh, I'm not selling anything. I'm here to see Wesley. Does he live here? Hey, loser. Someone is actually here to see you. What do you want with my loser brother?
Oh, you're Alice, Wesley's demon sister.
Lisa, what are you doing here?
Hi.
Wow, Wesley is a real girl coming here to take you out. There must be something seriously wrong with her.
Leave us alone, Alice.
Wesley took me to his room, which was filled with books and other cool things. He even had a VR experience, and we got to dive in the deep sea with sharks, whales, and all kinds of marine animals. It was so cool. But just as we were about to approach a giant squid, suddenly, a wave of water drenched us from top to bottom. We took off our visors and there was Alice, holding a huge bucket of water and laughing her head off.
Alice, what the heck?
Only improving your immersive experience. You're welcome, guys.
Before we could respond, Alice had already vanished, and Wesley's RV was ruined. As we dried off in the bathroom, I looked at Wesley angrily. How can Scarlett and Alice be so hateful? What is wrong with them?
Alice and I were close when we were kids, but then my mom forced her into beauty pageants and would always criticize her when she lost. It changed her, and now she's like this.
Like Alice alone wasn't enough. Scarlett hadn't forgotten about me spying on her. She was like a snake, just waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And on the morning of the big interview at my house, she found it.
Well, Lisa, we feel that you will be a perfect addition to our university, and it is my honor to offer you.
Oh, Lisa!
Just as the recruiter was about to make me the offer, Scarlett walked in. My entire body froze.
Oh, sorry. Is this a bad time? I'm Scarlett Lisa's bestie.
Hi, bestie. Can you please come back later?
I would, but I have my math test coming up and need that special you always give me with all the answers. I have the money. I swear.
She pays you to give her the answers to your tests.
That's not true. She's lying.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Please don't listen to her. I've never cheated in my life.
Me neither.
And that was the end of it. Scarlett won.
Did I scare your little college recruiter off? Oopsie.
I was so angry I just exploded. You are a horrible, horrible human being. In fact, I wouldn't even call you human. You are a monster.
The next morning, as I was going to my locker, a crowd was around someone. Wesley walked up to me, and he looked as depressed as I was.
Did you see we have a new student?
When the crowd cleared, I saw who our new student was. It was Alice.
She got expelled from her all-girls school. So my mother was able to bribe our school to take her in.
And then she saw me, and Wesley came over and turned to the crowd.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun here together. Now you can't avoid me.
Alice laughed like a true Disney villain and left with her new group of followers.
I guess I'll just have to wait for her to add this school to her expulsion collection.
You know what? No. I've had enough of these bullies. We are gonna fight back.
No, Lisa, just ignore them. We can't fight with them.
They are older, stronger, and meaner. But we are smarter. We are not gonna fight them ourselves, Wesley. We're gonna make them fight each other.
I'm listening.
We may not be able to change them, but we maybe can redirect their hate.
I told Wesley the rest of my plan, and he agreed to join. We were going to make our boys mortal enemies. First of all, we sent a little welcome to our school gift to Alice from Scarlett.
Oh my god, is this the new Givenchy?
It wasn't. Wesley simply took the empty bottle from her trash.
This is my favorite perfume.
But I guess you could call it perfume. It certainly had a memorable fragrance. Alice put it on and immediately realized it was not her favorite Givenchy.
Yuck! Ugh, this smells like skunk.
Actually, it was a nasty mix of fermented anchovies, spoiled cheese, and overripe cabbage. But yeah, just as bad as skunk, and even harder to get off. Exactly. At the same time, we printed a fake version of the school newspaper, which Alice had just begun to run. And in a very special edition, we crowned Scarlett as the champion of, well, everything on the worst list, from fashion disasters to bad hair days, makeup mishaps, terrible classmates, and the worst student overall. You name it, she snagged the title. As soon as she saw it, Scarlett burst into flames and went in search of Alice. They met in the middle of the hallway. The tension was so intense that it felt like a dragon.
This is war!
And thus the war began. And believe me, they pulled out their heavy weapons. Their pranks were, let's say, pretty original. Alice kicked things off by spreading the rumor that Scarlett was really a 40-year-old divorcee posing as a teenager.
That doesn't make any sense.
Scarlett fired back bluntly and traditionally vandalizing Alice's Barbie car and brace for impact, painting it black.
No! That's not even a real color!
Alice carried out her revenge, following the old rules of the glitter warfare. She hid a glitter bomb in Scarlett's locker, and when she opened it, she turned the entire hallway into an impromptu disco party. It took Scarlett weeks to get all the glitter off her. And how could we forget the time that Scarlett locked Alice in the bath with a little mouse? Next level torture right there. Of course, like top-tier bullies, they occasionally ditched their sophisticated tactics for some classic down and dirty hand-to-hand combat. Yet the best part of my master plan was that they were good to us, even though it was just to infuriate the other. It's amazing what hate can lead to.
You're truly a genius.
I should be modest, but I can't. I am a genius. Our era of prosperity and peace incredibly lasted for a year. However, as usual, nothing good ever lasts. When it seemed that this beautiful war would continue for generations, Alice delivered a precise and lethal blow. Somehow, she got her hands on a video of Scarlett performing in the toilet, just as I had seen her months before at home, in front of her. She made it viral. At school, Scarlett became a laughingstock. The war was over and Alice had won it. Lonely and the Queen Alice. Well, maybe they didn't cheer like that, but you guys get the point. When I got home, Scarlett was still crying, and the waterfalls didn't slow down for days. She even stopped going to school because she was so embarrassed I had finally beaten my bully. But surprisingly, I didn't feel great. On the contrary, I felt sorry for her and felt so very, very guilty. Not because she didn't have it coming. The feeling of being the one causing her tears felt horrible, even worse than when I was the one crying because of her evil deeds.
Go away!
I have something to tell you. After confessing all about my plan, I closed my eyes and waited for my punishment. I hope this is quick and painless. I waited a few seconds, but nothing happened. I opened my eyes and looked at Scarlett. Aren't you gonna murder me?
I should, but I kinda get why you did it. It's not fun at all to be on the receiving end.
No, it isn't.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know what it is. Don't make me say it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. For what it's worth, I think you have a real talent as an actress.
Do you think so?
Totally. You had my mom believing you were an innocent angel for years. Not even Zendaya could pull off a character like that.
Ah, thanks!
Then something unprecedented began taking place. Scarlett and I went in for a hug. However, just as we were about to make it happen.
Nope, that's too much. You did ruin my life.
And you ruined my future.
Call it even?
Sure. The following weeks were pretty good, actually. Scarlett called the college recruiter and explained everything. As thank you, I showed the tape of Scarlett acting to my dad, and he got a small role in his next movie. When word of that got around the school, Scarlett got no notice again, but this time for good. Even better, she became part of our little crew. Wesley, it's time you also stand up for yourself against your sister. By now, Alice had assembled an army of plastic girls and drooling boys that would do anything she said. And with no rival, Alice went back to making Wesley's life miserable. Until one day during lunch in the cafeteria, Alice walked up to Wesley and acted like she had stumbled, making all her food spill onto him. Wesley stood up and pulled out an old photo from his wallet and showed it to Alice.
See this picture, Alice? It's from when you won your first beauty pageant. Look how happy we both look here.
Yes, I look pretty, unlike your dorky face.
In a moment of frustration, Wesley tore the picture into pieces, shocking Alice.
How dare you!
I always missed your younger self, Alice, and I hoped you would go back to being my lovely sister. But I guess you chose to be a witch, and I'm done waiting or being patient.
Alice tried to push Wesley away, but he held her hand tightly and firmly.
You really thought you're stronger than me, Alice. I never touched you because I respected you as my big sister.
You're hurting me!
I'll hurt you more if you don't back off.
My friends are around me. Guys, you know what to do.
But just as Alice's friends were about to step in, Scarlett and I appeared from behind Wesley. And we know what to do too. The kids behind Alice began to look scared and uncertain while she stomped her feet in frustration.
Fine. You don't talk to me, and I won't talk to you.
Sounds good to me.
With that, Alice left and we all hugged, knowing we had finally stood up to the bullies.